Good morning. It is Thursday the 2nd of April and I am going on a little break. Me and the family are heading back to England. I'm going by ferry. They're flying over this evening and I will drive to pick them up from the airport. So I'm currently at the ferry terminal in Dublin, about to board the boat shortly and start my journey. So it is, let me check the time, about 6:40 in the morning. The ferry leaves at 7:30, so I guess in the next 15-20 minutes they'll start boarding, and then we get onto the boat, park the car and relax for a few hours. It's a 3.5 hour crossing to Holyhead. Come on board, come join me, and let's enjoy this travel day with a difference. And the reason I say it's a difference is because although I'm racing to get to Gatwick Airport to collect my wife and my daughter on the flight at 9 o'clock tonight, I'm going to try and cram in some adventure hiking on the way. So I am going across to Holyhead, which is in Wales, the top left-hand northerly corner of Wales. And one of the routes that I can take to go from where I land to where I need to get to is through Snowdonia and Wales. And that's the plan. I'm going to drive through the A5 and go through Snowdonia. And not just because it's pretty to drive through, but because what I'd hope to do is I've got, I think, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, where I can stop, take a break, albeit only an hour into the journey, and go and do a bit of hiking up a bit of the mountain and see some of the views and experience some of Snowdonia. And that's the plan. Now, the risk is that that's early in the journey. So if I do that, I've then got to judge how much time I need to leave myself to deal with all the miles I have to do, and the risk that some of them may hit a bit of traffic. So, if I've done my calculations right, I reckon I'll have a couple of hours to get up a mountain and back. So let's go do it. Let's go. bitter this morning. It was beautiful and still is. There's no wind, no big winds anyway. It's not choppy. It's blue sky and it's quite bright, but it is icy cold here out in the Irish Sea. So one of the breaks I want to take is in Snowdonia at Holyhead, and the plan there is to park the car and climb up to within Idwell and then up as close to Devil's Kitchen as I can get to. And it's a bit of a hike, it's a bit of a climb, it's even a bit of scrambling to go on over some rocks, but the views hopefully will be spectacular if there's not too much cloud. And that's the plan, is to get up there and do a bit of hiking, a bit of experience, and see some of Snowdonia that I'm driving through anyway. So that's the plan. The risk is that I have to pick my wife and my daughter up at Gatwick Airport at 9:15 or 9 o'clock tonight. And so I'm trying to squeeze in this hike. Now I've got the time, but only if the traffic is quite good. So if I get this climb out of the way at the beginning of the day and I've still got all the driving to do, it's then going to become a bit of a pressure to get there on time. Anyway, that's later's problem. For now, we'll enjoy the ferry crossing and we will get ourselves to Wales, and then we've got about a 40-minute drive in Wales, and then we'll park up and we'll head up into the hills and the most beautiful, stunning scenery hopefully to see. Anyway, come with me, let's see how it goes. This ferry is not very busy, it's quite quiet, plenty of seats, and it's a nice flat crossing. The only thing is it's blooming freezing out here right now, absolutely bitter. Anyway, hope you can hear this, and I'll see you inside soon. So we have docked in Holyhead, and now it is time to start the drive to Gatwick Airport with my little pit stop at Llyn Ogwen. That's about a 40-minute drive from where I am of the 6 hours. So yeah, not a big stint. We'll get on with it. Hopefully the weather's good, it looks like it's nice, and hopefully it'll be really good for going up the hill. Up the mountain, in fact. It's a mountain, this isn't a hill. See, I'm used to only doing hills, but this is a mountain. It's so slow getting out of the port. There's just so much traffic going in different directions. You'd have thought they'd have a system that allows those that have just arrived to go straight out and those that are coming to leave to come straight in. But no, there seems to be a shared point where only one direction or the other works. So everybody trying to get off the boat is getting stopped. Unbelievable. Okay, we're on the road. we can go. We're out of the port, all the lights, all the issues, all done. Now it's just a straight road to Gatwick Airport via Snowdonia. Isn't this just the most stunning countryside? Oh man, you gotta see this. Look at that. And I'm gonna go climbing in here soon. I'm minutes away of climbing these hills. Whoa! Well, we're here and it is a beautiful day. And let's go climb. Let's go do it. Let's just have a look at a bit of the scenery down here at Llyn Ogwen first. And first thing to say, as I got lucky with car parking, I think this place is mental for parking. There's not much of it. It's the Easter school holidays and I think everybody wants to come out on a nice sunny day like today and just go up the mountain. So yeah, I got a parking space. Third time attempting. It was my last chance before giving up. So anyway, now we can go. I've got food, I've got water, I've got a nice hot flask of coffee, I've got my sunglasses on, and I'm ready to do this. Let's go! Today's challenge is I have 1 hour and 40 minutes, that's 100 minutes. So the challenge is to see how high I can get in 50 minutes, which is halfway, and when the alarm goes I have to pretty much turn around and come back down. The question is, how high can I get? Can I get all the way to Devil's Kitchen, or will it be a near miss? There's a lot of scrambling at that end, so we'll wait and see. And we'll just give it a go, and hopefully all my weeks of fitness, running, a little bit of cycling, will now pay dividends and help me do this. So on the right, Penwer Olwen, I think it's called, and that's my plan to climb next week on the way home, next Wednesday. But today I'm going to go to the left, up to Llynedwyl and the Devil's Kitchen for a picnic. That's the plan. Now, time is 1:45, and I have until 2:30 before I have to leave, which gives me just under 2 hours. So the question is, how high can I get in 50 minutes before I have to turn around and go back again? Let's just go see. I'm just going to walk and talk. nice view of where I'm heading. Up into that gap in the middle. That's the plan. Well, this is just absolutely glorious. I could not have hoped for a better day weather-wise. It's not too hot, but yet there is a perfect blue sky with just a few fluffy clouds to make the pictures really stunning, and just the natural scenery. It is phenomenal. And what a place to stop and have some lunch. For the sake of putting in a little bit of effort. Remember, see more, do more, experience more. It's worth it in the end, guys, it really is. You've got to get you to do this, you've got to try this. I'm slightly overdressed in this jacket. When I get up, I may have to think about removing it if I'm coming back down. But for those of you that want to come and try this, there's a number of options. You can come up and do the lake, and there's a circular, fairly easy, fairly low, not too hilly climb to do around the lake, or you can have the Devil's Kitchen where the ascent gets a lot steeper and there's a bit of scrambling at the top. That's the one I'm going to take and see how far I get. So here we are, the right, downwards, left and upwards. Let's see what the championship heights give us. Now it's all uphill. Each step hurts a little more. This is getting a little tougher now, as you'd expect. expect. This has gone from a gentle hike up a hill to pretty steep ascent. I don't know for certain, but it looks like it's about 45 degrees, which is kind of straight up for me. Anyway, we'll keep going. I don't know how much time we got. I've got 13 minutes left on the timer. So we'll see how high I can get in that 13 minutes before the alarm goes. And I have to turn around and come from somewhere up there all the way back down and around the lake to the bottom. That's the plan anyway. So 12 and a half minutes to go. Nice little breather there, keep me going. Let's go. And so far it's not really getting any colder, which is nice. So all my hats, scarves and gloves, preparation, safety, good to have them in the bag, but nice to not have to use them. Anyway, like I said, this is just the warm-up in reality. So next week I want to go up that one over there and get to the top of that, and that is a 2-hour climb and a 2-hour descent rather than the 50 minutes I'm doing today. Very close to the end of the pass. This is my primary target. The second target is to see how much of the scrambling section I can get done. Look at that view. Look at that view. More steps, keep going. I can see the levels fishing up there. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way through by the time I have today, but there's always another day. folks. The alarm has just gone off, and that's me done. Just started a bit of scrambling, but as you can see up behind me, still a fair bit short of Devil's Kitchen. That's a good 20 minutes, half an hour more I would say, and I just don't have that today. But what I have got out of today is some fantastic views. Take a look at these. So we're going to take a few minutes, grab a bit of lunch and enjoy the view. But that's my walk back down. Past the rock faces, back down, around the lake. I'll go around the other side and then following the path back down to the car. And then we set down and head to Gatwick.
I did find out with one of the schools I went to, they basically only sent me to that school. Yeah, exactly. But which was great, and actually I didn't feel like supply. To most of the staff, I didn't feel like I was supply. The odd one or two, yeah, but I think it is still a bit. It takes a bit longer to build up that relationship. But I guess the good thing about it is that you'll have your 2 day a week, being able to have that anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, because before I got that job, I was actually full-time supply, but I was in the same school the whole time, so I was basically just part of my school, yeah. But I was just obviously being moved around every class, and then we just did one-off classes with different classes. But it was kind of, that was the best part of supply.
Start the descent. Most importantly, watch my footings. The last thing I want to do is to ankle. Steps are getting easier. Downhill's definitely easier than going uphill, that's for sure. But even coming downhill, the steep bit's harder. And the shallow bit, which I'm now getting towards, almost back down to the lake level. And then it's a nice easy stroll back to the car. Holyhead, well, this walk's nearly done. It's been stunning. What a way to make the most out of that travel day. Next week, the plan is to conquer that one. And if it's a weather like today, I know the views from the top of there will be absolutely out of this world. So there we go, folks. Today's walk completed. A little flat walk now along the lake, back to the car, and then my mad dash to Gatwick begins. Hoping I'm not late for the wife, because then as much as this has been a good day, if I'm not there in time it will very quickly turn into a bad day. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep it going. See you on the journey travel day. Let's head down. One last look.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, live your life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seeds as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's
exactly the time I needed to be here, but with the added advantage that the flight is slightly delayed, so I've got a time for a coffee. Well, what a day. Not quite finished, I've still got to drive back to the hotel, but the tough bit's done.